All right, good morning traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. I'll be going through live order flow analysis and some trading as well. It is in simulation demo paper trading mode. But we do this because you can in Bookmap and use and understand the auction to your advantage, to understand the participants in the auction process. So that then we have a good insight on where price might be going. So hold on just a minute here and we'll get going. Just a second. Interesting. All right, I can't find something here. Oh, this is it. Yeah, okay. All right, sorry guys. There's a file I was looking for in particular, and I could not find it here. Okay, all right, that's fine. Well, anyway, since it's Monday and it's also the beginning of the month, we need to kind of drill down and go through our process. Anyway, let's start off with the disclosures. General disclosure: all Bookmap Ltd materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's see here. We do have a upcoming, you may have heard about this. Let's see here. Upcoming competition, and also some news about the oh shoot, I can't find anything this morning. I'm sorry. I know I put it in here earlier, so we do have it in here someplace. Here it is. Okay, the competition here with it's a crypto competition with Traders Reality. It starts next week, June 10th. Register now. Get set up. Get set up with Bookmap, Market Pulse, the Trading Journal, etc. It's going to be great. It's going to be. We have a lot of people already. So get connected here. And also wanted to go through trading from the Bookmap chart. For Bookmap Academy members, this is key. In fact, we're only going to go over trading from Bookmap in the next Academy meeting. So start trading from the chart. It can be in demo, it can be in sim, it can be live, it can also be in replay mode. But we want to get you to start trading from Bookmap and be active because we're a trading platform. We have this capability. We have the order flow in front of us. It offers an edge. I will demo it for you today many times over. So you can at least use the replay mode if you have another way of trading live. At least use replay mode, and I'll show you how to do that as well. All right. So anyway, let's move on. We'll jump into these markets and take a look here. We just had the 9:30 cash open, as you guys know, and we had some data here at 10 a.m. So we can see the massive block of liquidity in here at the cash open. Also liquidity up here at 53.15, 53.07 down to 53.03. So a lot of liquidity there. Larger player for sure. Larger players, and they pulled it though. This is where we really get insight. They pulled all that liquidity. They only stayed in here down at this area. This was cheap enough for them. Here they actually took the risk and stayed in the order book here, but we didn't find any sellers. Once they pulled in here, we start to find some sellers. Is that a coincidence? No, it's not. It's all about liquidity. They pulled that liquidity in here. Well, you know, sellers are able to drive it down into lower areas. You can see they added liquidity up here in front of this high level here. This in here, I just want to, it's really important to frame this in a specific way. If you go to our Bookmap Learning Center, okay, just go to bookmap.com, click on education. Go to the market mechanics course. We cover market mechanics in here all the time, and we have this course that if you're not familiar with it, you should watch it. If you are familiar with it, but maybe it's been a little while, maybe revisit it. It's a 4-part educational course. The first one is probably the most important one, and you can see why. We're going through these kinds of details. Exactly here, order book and balance. Okay, now technically, this can't move the market. Okay, however, it has massive influence. If we look at this here, we go back a little bit. Just take a look here. So not too much of a regular book here. And then what happens is we get a skew. All of a sudden, we get a lot of orders on the offer in here, limit sell orders, and it will scare the buyers away. Okay, buyers all of a sudden say, oh, I don't want to tangle with all these sellers, and you'll see price drop. So this is really important, and to understand this dynamic. This is binary market mechanics. It is essential to understand. This is how the auction process works, and we want to understand these details because we can understand it here. If we understand that detail in the most binary mechanical way, now we can understand it in a bigger picture. Okay, and we can also start to look at this and say this might be something that's influential for the rest of the day or even the week. It could be, you know, we start off the cash session like this. Well, we'll see. Are we going to get more buyers? Right? Was this just a spoof? We'll see. You know, we'll see the details. Look at the buyers coming in right now, and this is our second attempt up here. Okay, well, we should get buyers come right back up to here. Okay, or here, let's just look at the high volume node here at 08. Okay, 09, something like that. I'm looking for our buyers to trade up there. Okay, question is, do you want to put the risk on for something like that? I don't. I'm going to look for a pullback, and then we can get involved. In fact, let's just do it. We'll get involved here. We'll put a bracketed on, and let's see if we can get a little bit better price here. Okay, and now we're looking for buyers, and we're looking for our 09, just 09. Okay, now there's liquidity at 10, there's liquidity at 0875 there, but we're looking for 09. Okay, here's why we're looking for that in this range bound activity. Come up once, we've come back down to the bottom of the range, high liquidity in here. It was filled, was not pulled. Okay, now look what's happening up here. Now this happened before we took our trade. Okay, look at the selling coming in here, and look at the reaction. It's scaring the buyers away. Okay, so now if I see more of a breakdown here, I will just exit this trade. Okay, because there we go. That's enough for me. I'm going to exit it. All right, because something changed dramatically. Okay, with this liquidity in here. When we were looking at this scenario in here, we're looking for more buyers on another attempt up here, and we had a target, and we had it in mind due to the order flow up here, and then the order flow just changed. Okay, right here. Right. So as soon as that these orders came in, we did not see the buyers take them on. This is no different than what we had just covered in here. All right. Okay, so anyway, this will help you make better trading decisions. Now, we in this case here, well, our trading decision it was a setup. It was something we're looking for, but then the condition changed, right? So and that's what unfolded here. Okay, let me see how's everything going over on Discord. Just a minute. Good morning, everybody. Excellent. Way to go, Alan. So you got the new trading journal going. This is awesome. Yeah. Morning, Stephen, Rob, Alan, Caesar, Dan. And Dan, you're on vacation. Anyway, thanks for the support, Dan. Really appreciate it. Yeah, pretty tough reads. Oh, here, Rob, we're going to go through it again with, look, don't get, I would just say, Rob, one thing, and maybe this is a good focus, is, we're looking in here, and I don't want this to be, you can't stay away, Dan. I don't want this to be confusing for you. I'm trading on a very small time frame, and I want to demo this for everybody. Okay, and that's different. So don't, this is not gospel. This is not like this was something like I just want to show on a very small time frame what the trading decision was, okay, and why. Now let's zoom out though. Okay, and what do we see for today? Well, I don't see anything right now. All right, I see a lot of sellers that did come in after this buying right in here. And then looks like buyers are trying again now. Okay, so here we are on our third attempt up here. Now look at them pull, right? Okay, so now let's try it. Okay, let's see if we can get involved in this one. And let's see if we can get a move now. Okay, I'm going to move my stop just a little bit here. Here's why. I'm looking for maybe a pullback to about here, but then a bounce, finding our buyers, back up here, and then getting our breakout. Now this is our third attempt up here. Okay, and we have buyers here. We also have buyers here. Now again, this seller is up here. Okay, he pulled at the last second in here, and then he came back in, but as price moved away. Okay, so this guy in here, we know his behavior. If we get enough buyers in here, then I'm looking for them to not only take this guy on, but trade right through him. Okay, and we're going to get another rotation here and another stop out. Okay, so that's fine. I'll take it again if I see these buyers come back in up here. Okay, I mean the S&P rotates a lot, but we had our reasons. We had 1, 2, 3 attempts, and we're looking for our break, and we're still finding buyers. Okay, so we're looking for our breakout. All right, now anyway, we'll go through it again. Rob, what I'm trying to tell you here is we're going to just take a much bigger step back and look at this order flow in here for a much better setup and read on what's going on. Right, so right now, we're looking for these little kind of 1 point, 2 point, 4, 5 point scalps, but just to demo in the live market. All right, so this is not anything more than that. It's to demo this, to demo trading. You can look at my trading activity in here, what I did and why. We cut this one early. We got in again. I got in again, especially because they're pulling in here. It was like, this guy's weak. He doesn't really want to sell. So I thought we'd have our breakout. All right, I was wrong. Look for the next one. All right. Anyway, guys, let's continue on here. Let's take a step back and look at our bigger picture for the week here, the month, the day. We just had some data as well. Yeah, we want to take a look at some of this important kind of overall approach here. Right, and unfortunately I cannot find my Oh, I know where it is. The prep plan. It is here in the all markets and it's pinned. So let's go to the pin. Okay, yeah, here it is here, right? The day trading preparation plan here. Okay, so just go up to here to pinned, click on your pin, and then you'll be able to download it. Okay, that's where you can find it. All right, so and here we go. All right, so fundamentals, bigger picture. What's our economic calendar? What are the geopoliticals going on there? Then we'll look at our technical, bigger picture, our outlook for the day, and then our order flow. This is where the rubber meets the road here. Okay, so let's start with the overall on the economics. Okay, the fundamentals. What's it will look like this week? We just had some data earlier here at 10 a.m. We had the ISM manufacturing PMI. It's a really important event. All right, so less than expected. So we do see a knee-jerk reaction was to the upside, but we see the move come right back down. Rest of the week, what else are our traders going to be looking at? Well, yeah, we have Jolt jobs opening. I don't think that's going to be so important. We have the ISM services PMI on Wednesday. That will be important. We do have ADP 8:15 on Wednesday as well. Then we have our weekly unemployment claims, but it's non-farm. That's the big event, the non-farm on Friday. So what is that going to look like, and what do traders? How are they positioning themselves for that? We're always forward-looking, right? Here we are again up here. Should we take another shot at it? Still just looking for a move back up into the high volume node here, right? That's it. Okay, that's a lot of buy volume here. Okay, and look at the pullback here. All right, so I'm going to wait until a little bit of buying curls back in. There they are, and I'll take it there at that point. All right, now I am going to move my stop, but I'm going to hide it behind high liquidity down here. All right, so we do see the buyers. They did tackle some of that liquidity up here. So I am looking. We know there's buyers. We see it 3 times in here, 4 times. Okay, so we're still looking for just the move back up into this kind of 09 or 10 level here. Okay, so Rob, let's look at this now. It's looking better and better, and we did get it on a pullback. Right, so here's what we have just in this, and now this is not. It's still not the bigger picture setup, Rob, like for the day. I'd be looking at, but for this time frame, it works for right now. So we have all this back and forth in here, okay, after the event, and then we see the buyers stream back up, make a high here, okay, make another high, make another high here, and it keeps going back and forth. But on the whole, do we have more buyers? That's what we're looking for in here. Right, so we're looking for them to then come back up to top of the range and then extend it, and back up to highs of the day of this cash session. Maybe we can get up to 15 up here. Right, if we do and we see a lot of buying pressure, then I will move my take profit up to 15 at that point. Right, so this is the bigger picture. This is the criteria, we should, I should probably put together the setups in here very, very quickly, or setups checklist. We can, but just to give the idea, like, I'm not going to do it, but you can very quickly just export a model here, change it, modify it, and address it, save it, and then import it back in here. And then you can have your checklist. So let's just go through our criteria and our checklist in here. Now, this is for a smaller time frame, remember. Okay, so first off, we have double bottom. We have higher liquidity here. It does transact. We made a higher high up in here of this range, right? We've been rotating back and forth in here. Okay, we still see more buyers. Look at the dots. Look at the bars. Okay, we still have more buyers in here. And not a whole lot, but we do have more. Okay, what about CVD? Okay, CVD is really good in telling us like this buying versus selling in here. Okay, so we have it right here. It's the blue line or teal line. Right now it's actually not telling us much. Right, so yeah, it's pretty flat. We're not getting some sort of divergence or anything. Okay, so basically I'm going off of this manually. I'm looking for more buyers up here at the top end, and then I'm looking for a break of that. All right, so then I would say, Rob, maybe hold off on this. Okay, you know, look for more of a confluence. If I'm going off of the dots and the bars of what I see in here. Right. However, maybe we want an extra confluence and you want to put CVD in here. It's starting to pick up a little bit in here, this is a good sign. There is some divergence here actually on this leg right here. Okay, so it's due to this volume in here that made the divergence. So we'll see. We just had some exhaustion here and some sellers coming in. Right. So this is not what we want to see at all. We want to see the opposite. Okay, so we still may get up there. Let's see if we can get a bounce off of just about in here where we are, and then get buyers and then go right through this and then up to 10 or maybe even 15 here. Okay. All right, so we do have a little bit of confluence on that right here, this CVD reading. All right, so now we're looking for our buyers, right? And we're just sitting back and waiting. Okay, now I move my stop down here, but I'm going to address it or adjust it as I see fit. Okay, like we cut this trade over here before getting a stop out, and then here we moved it a little bit, and then we took our stop. But here it's down here right now. But if I see sellers starting to break this on a lot of selling pressure, okay, I think I might just cut it again. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're just going to cut it again. All right. Now it may be too late, or look, liquidity just came in here at 02.5. Okay, but I'm going to wait. I want to see more on the buy side. I don't want to see sellers here. Right. So we took 3 shots at this so far, all 3 losers. Okay, and we read the order flow in here, and then we had our reasons for getting out here. All right, anyway, so now as we look at this setup in here, not the greatest, not the greatest. We're looking for our buyers and then the break, and then if we kind of look at it in a little more objective way in here, this is it would be a lot better to see a lot more buying and maybe some exhaustion down here on the sell side, okay? Or in here, high liquidity getting filled on the bid. Okay, a lot. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get that. Anyway, yeah, we'll continue on with our plan and our bigger picture here. So our geopolitical stuff, it's pretty much the same with the wars that are having or happening around the globe. Technicals, let's look at our bigger picture technicals. Right, so we'll look at our daily, hourly, and 15-minute chart here. Okay, on the daily, what do we see? Well, you can see the slight break of the high on Friday, and then a move back into the range of Friday's price action. Okay, so that's all we see. All right, so it makes sense that we can see kind of a move like this and then a fade on the first attempt back in. So on the hourly, what did the hourly do? Well, it looks like tried to fill the gap in here. Actually, the gap would be up here, but it did fill in visually this gap in here, and the swings in this area here. It tried twice, couldn't make it through, so we see our sellers. Okay, but we're still up here, up pretty high, right? And the gap here from Friday is filled you can see here here was the close, and then that's been filled, right? So now sellers are coming right back down here. So maybe we got to move back to, I don't know, maybe bottom of the range here, 95 or 90 or so. All right, any other questions over here? No, we're looking good in YouTube. And how are we looking over on Discord? Avoiding drawdowns. Well, I think, yeah, there's a different way of trading, Rob. If you want as a evaluation accounts, it's very different. I think looking for your momentum moves is probably the best. So you're really looking for buyers or sellers to continue the move, and then hop on the train for a very quick moment, and try to take your profit before you do get a drawdown. Okay, so you're always just taking these momentum moves. I can't comment on any of the firms, Caesar, for this for these. There's so many out there, and we have partnerships with many of them. All right, but I think you guys are in the right frame of mind. Use those accounts to your advantage, and then also trade with their money if you can. You'll have to play their game though. Yeah, I mean, you should look into it, Rob, and find out which ones you want to go with, etc. It's good for a discussion though. All right, well, we were pulling and pulling and pulling for those buyers in here. Now it looks like those buyers up in here are going to be the sellers down in here. So we're looking still for this kind of move into 95 and 90. And we're getting the move into 95 right now. Okay, now again, like, all right, so we were looking for the breakout. We saw this liquidity and we saw these buyers. So it made sense in here, but taking the quick losses in here, and then we had something in here after this buying in here, and they tangled with some of that liquidity in here. Was really looking forward to more buying up here, but we got exhaustion, and then this is where we can see the liquidity, the exhaustion. And then sellers starting to come in. That's when we said no more, we're out. Okay, and all right. So although this was these were wrong trades, how do we manage them? Okay, well, we took our losses, right? And that's it. Now, we'll just continue on and look for our high probability setup. Or setups. Let's see. Sorry, someone has asked. Noticed a chart for BRK. No news. Yeah. We'll go with the B, Berkshire B. Now, got to go with the common stock. Yeah, this is it's just too much for Bookmap. Here's why. This is a 60 or $600,000 stock. So I'm sorry, I won't be able to show anything in here. That means every single cent in here is going to be displayed, and we're talking about liquidity in every single cent as well. It's just too much for Bookmap. All right, so we're going to have to close that symbol. Jonathan, how do you use? Sure, I can teach you how to use Bookmap for a COB, CVP, SVP. Yeah, absolutely. So you're looking at you want to look at your order flow or order book, also compared to volume your volume profiles. Yeah, no problem. Okay, I also want to show you guys some of the market pulse tools that we were going over Friday, the automated trading. Let's see how the Nasdaq's doing. Okay, I had a couple of winners in the Nasdaq earlier, but nothing of late. But this might be good for that market pulse trading tool. Okay, all right, so we're down at 94. A lot of liquidity got filled in here. Okay, now bigger picture in here, we're trending down. Okay, now this does look like a really great kind of fade back into the range in here, maybe back up to 02, maybe back to the top of the range, and maybe it will continue to the upside. However, I'm going to wait and look for confirmation in here. Now we're getting a bit of confirmation. We're seeing some buyers, but this is what we need to see is buyers at new highs. Okay, so here, now we're getting them. There's some buyers here, right? And then what does it look like down at these lows? Okay, what about some of these other swings in here? Okay, so we're probably going to get a pullback here, and we may find sellers down at the bottom of the range here at 94. And then if we do, then likely we'll continue down to 90, okay, 93, 90, etc. So we're looking for the combination in here in the order flow. Market structure is the first thing, then volume and order flow around that market structure. Okay, so we found a few buyers, nothing much to speak of, and we're rotating back up. And maybe we'll find a few more, and maybe they'll be able to make it back to 5,300 here. What's the difference between Friday and today? Well, I mean, many different things. But Fridays are a little more challenging. It was end of the month, end of the week, end of the day. Well, it wasn't end of the day, I guess, but a lot of times what you'll see is exactly what it did. If we look on the 15-minute chart here, the move to the downside, we saw that move. And then we see this just massive move to the upside here. right? So if we look at the candle here on the daily, well, look what we did. We came back down below the swing here. We sold hard. We sold off hard into the swings down here. Okay? And this is where we see the fade back into the range, okay, on this bigger picture. And that's where we are right now. Okay? In the bigger picture, we're in the middle of the range in here. Okay, so that's a big difference. Okay, understanding the difference from testing the outside of this swing here, which is an important swing, and then the buyers coming back in and trading it back up into this activity up here. Okay, now that concept can be used on all time frames, and that's what we can look at here as well. So here, for example, we're looking for a potential, buyers starting to come back in, but the structure was broken. However, we're see how this here and the move back into this range is no different than break of this range and then back into the range here. Okay, same idea, right? And sellers starting to pick it up here. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then here's our move into 93. Okay, now let's see if we how many sellers do we get down here at 93? Okay, kind of interested in that. Yeah, one of the things about this structure is it's like extremely fractal. So what we just talked about is a range. You can break it down even to a much smaller range in here. Okay, so this was kind of outside of this little range here and then back in. This was outside of the range and back in. Here we go. Now this, let's see if we can get a breakout. No, it's back in the range. Okay, but what we're looking for here, and these are tradable events. Okay, is we can look for, we're going to put a buy stop in here. Okay, and we're going to look for buyers to carry it. Now right now, see, it's back in the range here, and that's not what we're looking for. And we have liquidity on the offer here as well. Okay, but the idea here, this is another, it turned into another fade trade. Okay, but the idea here is at one of these points here, how do we get price discovery in a movement? Is that we get the buyers extend to a new range, okay, and then it chops around in that range. Okay, so well here we go. So it broke down here, and let's see, do we get a fade back in, or do we see it accept outside of that range? Okay, so far as accepting. Okay, this is our new trading range on this very small time frame. Okay, this was our previous little trading range in here. Okay, still getting more sellers. Okay, so anyway, I just think it's important to demo this, how these markets work, and the mechanics here. Okay, these are pure market mechanics, and really what makes it work. It is the behavior of the orders, which are the players in the market, their decisions. Okay, it's still accepting outside. It's making a new range. Okay, very small. Okay, there's our 90 level. We're kind of looking for that 90 level below here. Okay, so wow, quite a bit of selling through that area, through 90, all the way back down to all these levels in here. Now the question is, did they get filled? They certainly did there. They pulled, some of it got filled in here, but they pulled a lot of it. Okay, so they don't really want to be buyers in here. And we do have some buyers down a little bit lower here. So more selling, more selling. Okay, you can see the selling down here. It exhausted out, and we're starting to find some buyers that are interested, but that's meaningless here. We're just starting to note that, right? That's it. Our first structure to break here is here at 87. Nice area right here. And they're pulling that liquidity here, okay, at 87 and above. Not enough buyers. All right. Anyway, let's continue on also with our top-down approach. We just kind of looked at the daily, weekly, or I'm sorry, just the daily, the hourly, in the 15-minute chart, and some of the previous swings. And we just kind of left off on that. And I didn't look at point of control a little bit, but no VWAP. And we also looked at kind of inside, outside day type of idea. We're back into the range, okay, and exploring deeper into the range. So outlook for the day is back and forth. We also know our fundamentals for the rest of the week. We have some important data coming out, especially on Friday. And then we also now we want to look at the order flow. And we were looking at the order flow earlier, and then looking at our criteria in the strategy in the order flow. And here's a good guideline here for your strategies. Go to strategies and setups. We've got the continuation pattern here, or our flag pattern, okay, which just means strong move, light pullback, followed by strong move. And then we also have a reversal pattern in here, and looking for this kind of change in the volume and order flow. And that's kind of what we've been looking for in here. Is that change in the volume and order flow, and we just haven't quite seen it yet. We're just getting the continuation move here to the downside. Okay, thank you, Caesar. Yeah, you're answering a question about rhythmic and top step. Yeah, and you'll connect here in you can configure a new connection in Bookmap, add a connection here, and then this is your rhythmic, or I'm sorry, this is Binance. Let's go with rhythmic. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. And then you'll select down here your top step trader right here. You can see many of the funded traders in here. Okay, so you profit trader, trade funder, top step, trading pit, speed up, etc. There's others in here as well. Neuro Street, and more. Apex is up here as well. Right, so we connect to them. So you can trade right from the Bookmap chart. Guys, let's also go. I want to show you, especially Bookmap Academy guys, the new trading journal that we've been demoing. There will be some new changes to it soon, so that's great. And here you can see my losses in here. They've been documented right here. Okay, so 87, 175, and 50. Right, in the ES today, and not a good start to the week here, but and then you can see some of the trading from last week, from Friday the 31st. And here I had some losses in here during the webinar as well. However, then I was demoing Microsoft to a trader, and I positioned nicely into that one, and had a nice winner here. And you can see our MFE and MAE as well. So yeah, this is not bad. It's better than 2 to 1. This is more like kind of what we're looking for in here. Right now, I've been, try to be very transparent about this equity curve in here. And there's been a lot of small little gainers in here during these webinars, demoing things, also working on these market post tools, etc. So all of that data is in here, but look what it did to my average wins and average losers in here, or profit ratios. Okay, I don't like it. Here's 70% win rate. That's because I'm taking all these small little gainers, but then my losers can be bigger when I get them. And you can see these like drawdowns right in here. Here's one. Here's another one here. Let me just use the pen tool. Easier. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. So here. There was this was Friday, and then you can see the this is that Microsoft trade, that big spike to the upside there. Okay, but that's good. This is good, and this is more what we're shooting for. All right, is we want to take losers, small losers, many. Okay, and then we want to get big gainers like this, and we want to see more of those. Okay, but we're just trying to be realistic with our performance in here. Okay, we want the average winners versus losers in here. Try to be 2 to 1. Okay, so that's from your MFE, MFE and MAE to give you that insight. Oh wow. Okay, we continue to sell off here, guys, pretty hard. Okay, so let's go back. Let's look at our candlestick chart. Okay, I would look for a bit of a bounce in this area here. This is we're going to have some traders in here probably take some profit somewhere around in here, maybe still a little bit lower, but we're looking at a technical level right here around 76 or so, and let's see if we can see a bit of a bounce there. Okay, so that's same on the daily here, around 75, 76. Okay, so it was a few more points lower. Yeah, Rob, it sounds like you're getting some good advice in there. And, some of these accounts work differently than others. So you will have to read the fine print. Okay? And your trading style might, have to change, to qualify for funded trading. Okay, it's a different way of trading. I'm pretty bummed I missed that move to the downside. Anyway, yeah, I'll cover that a little bit. Like, I'm still looking for kind of a bit lower in here, but I want to cover like this performance in here. And would I take these trades again? No, I wouldn't. This is, I'd look for a pullback. I would have liked to have gotten in maybe around here. This looks pretty good. And this one I probably would have taken. And this one in here, we look for the pullback, and we got a good pullback. And this one's not bad. Okay, this was a very small loss, 1 point loss here, right? But this one was bad. This is our biggest loser here. Okay, so and would I take these? Boy, I mean, like this one here, like we had some confluent, or we had our setup in here, or we had some criteria, and it wasn't really the best, but we did have some criteria for this time frame. Okay, only for this time frame. We also looked at a confluence with CVD, and the CVD wasn't telling us much either. So that's another thing to consider about. I'm not really big at looking at CVD. I'd much rather read this in here in the volume, and then the relationship between that and the liquidity. But anyway, that was yeah. So like basically a few of these trades could have been should not have been taken. Okay, in my opinion, I don't have any problem with this one though. I like it. We waited for the pullback. We got it. We gave this a shot. We didn't see it, and we thought, well, okay, if we come back down to this swing here and we start to see more volume, we are out. And that's what we did. All right. So another thing in here is this was Monday morning for me, and getting my feet wet, starting to trade a little bit. Now I traded a little bit in NASDAQ, but not much. I have a tendency to and know my own trading that Mondays, don't get all excited. Don't start pressing the button immediately. Take a step back. Think about it a little bit. Really look for your setups, and then, because what you want to do is you want to build confidence, and build that confidence on what you're looking for, and take the small losses. But if you can take some winners, you're going to build your confidence, and then you'll be able to hopefully be more objective for your next setup. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, and just take the trade. All right, how's everything over on YouTube? Yeah, Mondays can be random. I kind of like Mondays. I usually like the range bound trading activity a lot on Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, there's it is trending this morning, and yeah, I'm bummed about this. The one thing that's nice though is looking for, if this didn't work in here, we've got fuel in here for this move, and a lot of stops, and we can see our stops in here. We've got it right in front of us, but no real big stop runs. It's just been stopping out continually on the way down here. So just people kind of, no big stop runs in here. It's just kind of trickling through, as you can see. Okay, so just grinding people out basically. Yeah, Jonathan, the Monday's false breakout to mid Reversals forming again. Yeah. Yeah, I really like it does help, build confidence, and take some small trades in there, get your feet wet, get ready, starting to get your trading mindset together. Yeah, thanks, Luis, about the learning center. That's right. That's the place to go. There's a little bit more in here about the learning center too. Trading from the Bookmap chart. If you go to the learning center here and click on getting started, you'll see under trading here all the different. They're very short videos, but they'll cover how to trade. Here's the trade control panel, and then trading from the Bookmap chart in here. So, for example, if you can trade here with one click, open up your trade control panel. Or let's just go through the process. Okay, so first you'd click here, open it up, and then click here, select both or trading from the dome or the chart, whichever one. Okay, we're trading from the chart. Okay, you can also select just chart, and then you have your order duration, your stop type, and then your stop duration here as well. We got good to cancel, market, which it should be market, and we have good to cancel for our stop duration, and then select your volume. Okay, so we're going to select one. We're just going to be trading one lots here, but maybe we'll add in multiple, and we'll scale in or out of the position. Okay, and then you got your flatten buttons, cancel buttons, and then your entry buttons in here in reversal. You've got OCO, bracketed, and trailing stops. So we got bracketed for 20, take profit, and ticks, and then stop loss of 10. Yeah, we are working on the multi brackets to be able to. Yeah, we're working exactly on that, Rubicon Trader. To offer them from TCP. Yep. It's a little trickier. The reason being is, and why we haven't addressed it, because it seems so simple, is we have the core Bookmap, and trading is part of the core of Bookmap. Okay, so the core application, and then we have the Bookmap API, and we've created all of these add-ons in here on the API. One of the add-ons in here is multi-brackets. Okay, and it is an add-on though, so we'd have to adjust the core if we wanted to meet your request. All right, so yeah, it's more complex. Okay, well, we traded down to our 75, 76 level, at least 76. And note now we're starting to get some buyers coming in. Okay, now they're testing the top of this structure here. And there's high liquidity here, but they just pulled it. Okay, a bid starting to show some interest here on the bid as well. But I don't think we're there yet. Okay, we might be. We might all of a sudden get a ton of buyers come in, and then we miss it. Right, but we're looking for this kind of back and forth in here, and we're looking for this shift and change in the order flow. And that shift and change is, we have high liquidity getting filled on the bid on the way down. That's good. Now we're looking for our pockets of buying. There's a little bit here and a little bit here now. Okay, but we just tested the structure up here. We have not broken it. Okay, so we're still kind of looking for some back and forth in here. Maybe some range bound trading before we get those buyers to really lift the market. Okay, so in fact, that's a tradable event on a smaller time frame. Okay, that this is where, like, especially during this webinar, I don't want to get like too um, not cocky, but like it's just looking for every little move in here, and well, the how do I want to say this? That you're kind of like, you kind of outsmart yourself. And Rob, this is what you had brought up earlier, like, it was frustrating or whatever. That's why let's sit back and look at the bigger picture, because like here, you can see some exhaustion. Maybe you think, well, we're range bound, we're not there yet, and then you might have gotten stopped out here on this. Okay, it takes a little time for this to kind of turn around in here, and we came up above this range. Okay, and we're still finding some buyers now. Okay, so yeah, well then likely it should pop up to 86. And this is a tough pattern in here. This is actually a donkey's pattern. Okay, so I don't know if he's in here or not, but you can see it here, that it was really moving, and he always looks for that. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving, and then he's looking for this kind of reaction here, and he's trading this. Yeah, Donkey and his coach, the webinar that they were going to do, Caesar, yeah, they canceled until later. So we're not quite sure on the time yet, but it might be July. Yeah, I just want to, I mean, you hear this like it's ludicrous to think that, oh yeah, now, I'm just going to take well, we're not ready yet, and we're not looking for these buyers to come in and move it up to 88 or 90 or whatever. Well, they may, right? And like, so what we do is we look for criteria, and then depending on your time frame, it can meet that criteria if it's a smaller time frame. But this is the way out. Instead of like thinking, well, we're range bound, we haven't quite turned around yet, we'd look for fading it up here. But would you fade it up here? Is there criteria for fading it up here? No, there's not. They're pulling liquidity in here. We're still finding some buyers. We do see a little bit of selling now, but what about the offer? I don't see much interest in selling, and I don't see now they're starting to show the aggressors. Okay, but they're just gonna, we're gonna first look for these swings here, and then maybe the swing here at 79.5. Okay, but yeah, we just don't have enough criteria in here for that. And good criteria will keep us away from some of these trades. So good criteria up here would have kept me out of some of these up here. All right, and we just look for it again and again. Yeah, see how this is turning into a continuation pattern in here. See, we've got our buyers, impulse, shallow pullback, low volume, sellers, followed by more buyers. Now this begs, or it the setup is to go long right around in here and look for it to come up to a measured move up into about 88. Okay, but yeah, just again, we can look for that, but I'm not going. I don't think we have enough criteria in here to justify that. right? In our flag pattern, what we're looking for is, for example, a lot of that we'll see high liquidity up in here. It's nice that it got filled all the way down. That looks pretty good. That's great. And then we look for the break above. But this is our strong impulse move, really, above here actually. So this is really not strong enough. Right? We want to see a very committed impulse move, and then shallow pullback, and then continuation. Yeah, Rob, let's look at that. You said that Bookmap was created by algo makers, and some very impressive things using algos, automated trading. So let me go through that again. We demoed this on Friday for the first time, and we can look at a few very simple setups in here using the Market Pulse tool. Right, so let's do it. I'll add in Market Pulse here. And we've got volume pressure imbalance here. I'm going to add it for the ES, and then I'm going to go for the Holy Grail in here. Right, I do believe this is about as close as I've seen to the Holy Grail. We'll look at volume pressure imbalance, okay, for the ES. There it is. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to look at order book pressure imbalance also for the ES. Okay, we're also going to look at one more. And we're going to press play. We're going to look at one more. We'll create one more here, and then up here we're going to look at pace of tape for the ES and press play. Okay, so we got three, and all three of these we want to see them align. Now, if we do get that, we can actually take a position here. We can put in pace of tape, order book pressure imbalance, and volume pressure imbalance here. Now, if all three of those give us a signal in here, we want to go long in the S&P E-mini. Okay, and we'll click on show alerts. And we should we'll see if we get an alert here. Okay, now what about some of my settings in here? I really brought this one down quite a bit. Well, let's leave it up kind of high for now, just so we can get a signal. Again, guys, this is just to demo this. You know, we want a higher threshold here. For all of these. Okay, well, let's see. We should be getting a buy probably right around here. And no order book pressure. Look how the order book pressure is keeping us out of that. Actually, it's interesting. See the order book pressure up in here. You know, this is reading it very, very close to the order book in here, and I can give some the order book pressure imbalance. I really like it. It can give some really good signals. That can be kind of hard to read in here if you're not zoomed in. Right, here's an order book pressure to the buy side. This is a spoof. Trades up to into here. We have order book pressure on the sell side, and then we have the move back down now. Okay, so it did give us a sell signal now. Okay, just a few seconds ago. All right, well, let's take it. Okay, so we're not looking for much though. And let's see if we can get back down into, I don't know, well, the first stop would be this 80.5 area, and then our second one would probably be right in front of this liquidity here around 78. Okay, any questions on this, like and what it's actually reading and doing in here? Now if I see a lot of buyers come in back up above here, I'm out. I'm just going to cut the trade, right? Because this is very range bound right here, and I'm selling down here at the bottom of the range. Yeah, I'm out. It's not worth it. Now if I see sellers come back in and sell back down here at 80 and 81 and 3/4, I will get back in. Okay, now we'll probably likely get a buy signal back up here again, to be honest. But order book pressure is keeping us out of it here. OPI, book pressure imbalance. There's a little head and shoulders pattern. That's a head and shoulders pattern. Sideways, up. Okay. Yeah, it could be turning into that, Rob. That's kind of what we were looking for in the bigger picture. In fact, was this to kind of flip around. Now, here's the thing, though. We do see some buying in here, and this is actually something I did want to mention today in the webinar. Now we are getting a buy signal up in here. All right, I'm going to wait for a pullback on this. I just yeah, not looking for it right now. I don't see enough commitment up by the buyers here. I like that they're pulling that liquidity in here, but and the bid's starting to show some interest. Okay, if we get a ton of buying in here, I'll trade it right up to 88. Then there we go. I'll take that. Okay, now Rob, this is one of those momentum moves. We're looking for this move up into 88 or 90. Okay, and this has to work now. Right? So, and if it doesn't, I will just cut it. Okay, but I want this to work right away because it's meeting that criteria for a continuation move. We have a little bit on the bid here. They're pulling on the offer, and we see some buyers here. Okay, now it's just not worth it if we don't see it work right away. Okay, we're looking for a stop run. We're looking for that momentum. Okay, so and let's see if we get it. Now I don't really think it's a great setup either. You know, looking at the bars down here, yeah, I mean, I just don't see a dominance here on that buy side yet. Okay, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Okay, so again, this is not a trade recommendation. This is demoing some of this stuff in here. Okay, so we're looking for this to work right away, and I'm actually looking for a big stop run here. We can get some buying pressure to mount, trade right through into and through 88 and then 90. Okay, now we had a sell signal here. Okay, and then here we go. Right. All right. Again, I'm just going to cut it. Okay. So I've been cutting a lot of trades. Three of the trades in here. 3 of the 5 trades or so have been just cutting it immediately or pretty quickly. Again, Rob, I mean, you know, this is not really, you know, when we really see it, this head and shoulders pattern or a momentum pattern, like it, you know, it should be hitting us over the head, right? That it's ready to move, and that criteria should be very, very easy to read. And right now, you know, we don't really see it. Right, so we're out. Okay, and this is boy, I mean, it hasn't been a good session in terms of win loss in here. However, um, you know, learning to take losses and quickly and not letting them affect you um, is really the skill to learn. I feel, you know, just I learned it from Jay Trader. Well, he's the master of it. Really hone that skill with Jay Trader, and he had to learn that skill very, very effectively, because those small caps, when they move, they will just rip your head off. You get in a couple of thousand shares in a small cap, and it starts to move against you. Your ego or your trade idea to try to withstand that is not worth it at all. Best to take the loss, move forward. And Rob, I mean, like, I don't know, like, with some of these discussions we're having in the Bookmap Academy, just try to get good at that. Take the small losses. Have your reasons though for it, and then you should not be. Don't worry about, don't get angry at it, or don't get frustrated. Just another one that I was learning from the Turtle Traders book. If you guys have read that, that Donchian breakout strategy was something that that's what they were trading, and during that time, the volatility, that was the right thing to trade. Now here we go again. Now look at here's the buyers again. Up here, very few. We see some sellers, but we're seeing buyers again up here. Right now, is this worth it though? I don't know. Like, maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll make up for some of the losses, but like, doesn't matter. Is the setup and the criteria in here? And I would say no. Not for me. Like, I see sellers up here. I see a bid here a little bit, and I see some buyers here. That's not enough though to entice me to jump in. Now, all of a sudden we might get tons of buyers, and we might get that stop run we're looking for. Up into 88 and 90, but that's okay. Like, I'm looking for something specific, and it's not doing what I'm looking for right now. Yeah, don't get angry like that. Just reflect off of it, and then why did you take that trade? And what someone else who's really good at that is Scott Pulcini. He'll reflect off of it and say, learn from my mistakes. He makes mistakes, or he has losses all the time. However, his equity curve and for years now is going up and up and up. Okay? And the reason being is, like, he'll take his losses, try to keep them really small, and then let his big winners work for him. Yeah, Rob, I think just zoom out a little bit, like, kind of get that bigger picture approach, and really look for your criteria. That's really the key. And this is, you and I have talked many times over in the past, but like, it's crazy to think you're going to get them all right. I mean, it's just insane. Or a majority of them right, and that's exactly why I've been covering this in here about this trading journal, and saying, like, guys, I don't think that this is this is really good, and although we have a great equity curve here, I like this one here, this one with Microsoft. That's great. we have a drawdown here, drawdown here. Look at our drawdowns for today. It's in here. They're all in here, right? We have 5 losing trades in here today. Okay, but just trying to keep the losses small. Now this was our biggest one, a full stop, and all the rest, for the most part, I think we cut them all, right? So these are just small little trades, and then look what it did here. We have it because kind of a minor pullback in the equity curve. Okay, we get one though when it looks really good and we catch it, then we should get, we should see a big winner in here, right? And Rob, it won't go as planned. They rarely go as planned. That's why it's just all about the criteria. Make sure you enumerate them, and look for them. Okay, here we go back up again. Do we get buyers back up here? Nothing in the order book to help us. This is the European close, and we never really kind of know. There could be some volatility at that point. Yeah, Rob, the sting. That's what the turtle traders was really good at. Like he said that almost all of the trades they took were losers. In fact, in their trading group, and they're calling them in right from a trading floor. They rented out a space and everything. Now here we go. Now we're getting our buyers come back in. Okay. Is that enough to entice? And we're just looking for a quick pop here. Is it enough? Maybe. I don't know. We've taken a bunch of these and we got stuffed on all of them. So I'm going to hold off, right? But if I had some other criteria in here that looked really good, like an order book skew in here, them starting to pull in here, and a lot, maybe even more buyers in here, and also more buyers over here, I'd be in it. I'd look for it. And right here though, look at the buyers up here. No, I don't like it. It's not building what we're looking for in here. Here we can look at our delta as well, our cumulative volume delta, and look at the divergences in here as well. Same as footprint. We can look at footprint in here and look at our deltas down in the kind of on the subchart here. I really like looking at the deltas. It's just like CVD basically, but oh god, where is it? Can't find it. Right, maybe it's in add-ons manager. Footprint, there it is. Okay. Okay, and I don't want to show anything in here. Show status bar. Yeah, I want to show that. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we got delta on the top here. Okay, 157. Look at negative 400 almost, 200 here. No, we're not. That transition we're talking about, we're not looking for it. Right? So use these tools to help you. Okay, CVD also, up here, it's telling you, like, no, there's not enough buyers in here. Our delta is telling us the same thing in here, right? So anyway, my point was with the turtle traders, they would get these huge breakouts, and then they'd be in it, and then to see it come all the way back down and stop them out. And they thought it was crazy because they were instructed not to touch the trade, that it should just let it run and not take profits. and that was the strategy. Okay, so they're buying a breakout, and then they're holding it. And they had many more stop out. Most of them were losses. I mean, the vast majority of them were losses. Okay, but they had a few winners, and they knocked it out of the park, and it made up for all those losses, way more. Okay, same idea here. So that's what we're looking for, is just get used to taking losses. Get good at taking losses. Really good at it. Okay? Get really good at your criteria and what you're looking for in your trade. All right. So anyway, that's the automated trading as well. These three in here, and looking for alignment in them makes sense. We want order book pressure, volume pressure, and then pace of tape to all be either buy signal for a buy or a long, or a sell signal for a short. Okay. So let's see, did we get anything recently? No. No, it's not about being right. And you're totally right about the market being random. Yep, absolutely. It's as random as it can be, almost. But we look for little pockets where we know we have an edge, and then that's where we trade. Okay, and you have to develop that on your own. So it just makes sense then that you've got to really know what you're looking for. Okay, not what I'm looking for, not what someone else is looking for, what you're looking for. You know how it behaves. Okay, and then it's about risk management at that point, because not all of those will work, but you get your foot in the door with some of those activities in your trading there, and then you manage your risk right, and you don't like unwind or go on tilt. Then you take small losses, and you will get big winners. Right? In fact, this is a setup that I want to document. This is actually kind of like slowdowns, but I view it a little differently, as not like a spring down here, but it's trying to break out, fails. Then you see the buyers come in hand over fist. Now we're looking for, here, we can even take it. I'll take it just up to here, right? Up to 90. This is something that we've seen so many times that we look for it, right? Now, in fact, maybe you can get up even higher, but just 90 for right now. Okay, so it traded the other side here, stopped a lot of people out, and look at the buying coming in now. Okay, that's telling us something, right? Okay, so actually, maybe I should move it up. Let's go up to the figure 5,300. Okay, all this volume here in this profile, or we can even look at some of the structure in here. Heck, I even like it better a little bit lower. I really like this structure level in here as the take profit. Okay, right in here. Right. All right, we'll see. We'll see if this one works out, right, and makes up for some of those losses. Okay. What about my stop? Where do I want to put it? All right, well, I'm going to put it down here. Okay, here's why. This is where you have to maybe start considering multi contracts in here, because this will be a bigger loss by quite a bit. But this is where you can use your micro contracts, right, to widen out your stops. Else, like you're going to get hurt with not taking the same risk reward all the time. You need to calculate that. Now, the reason being is like this here, at least the way I'm looking at it, is this here is a stop run. It tested the other side, it rejected, and we found buyers here. So I'm looking for buyers to come back in here. Okay, and we're just about there. Okay, I don't want to put my stop there. Okay, so I'll put it down here. I should probably even move it down below the swing here, right? But the idea here is that this here, I should be safe in it. Okay, because this is stops. Here we can verify it. Yeah, here's our stops, and then here's our stops to the upside too. So stops on both sides. Yeah, I don't like that. That's not good. But anyway, this is where buyers came in, right in here, right? So we're looking for buyers to support it here. And we know that this is stopped, so that's behind us. So now we're looking for buy side in this zone in here. So let me get rid of the drawings for just a second. And we will document that. Okay, so in here, this is buy side. Okay, makes sense because this failed, and these are stops. Okay, so we're looking for support in here. Okay, and are they on the bid? Yeah, they are. We can see them in here. Okay, what's the volume look like in here? Well, it's kind of all over the place. There's more buyers in here so far. Our delta is pretty strong as well, but we really need to see a lot more buyers come in. Especially this is it right here. We need to find that support right now. Okay, and they're pulling that liquidity in here. Great. That's not what we're looking for. All right. So we're looking for support. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up. We'll call it a day. Thanks everybody for coming, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay, stopped out on that one too. Yeah, pretty rotten day in here. Look back at this one, and you know, did we have? Well, it did go our way for a bit. We were looking for that momentum, and we probably should have just cut it immediately if it didn't work. But I had my ideas in here for this being, you know, actually sellers now should be able to take it further down because well, we had a stop run on this side too, but this is we're not finding support here by the buy side. This is where we're looking for support on the buy side. Okay, so yeah, sellers are taking it down. Anyway, yeah, pretty rotten day. All right, everybody, thanks for coming. We'll catch up tomorrow. I'll show you some more, and we have a special event on Friday in here. It's going to be with Robbed. That you know, he was he's in the Bookmap Academy, and he went through and found his own trading strategy, a kind of a fade trading strategy, not a false breakout strategy. And then he was using replay mode a lot. Now that was based off of you know, what we talk about in here, but it was Carmine Rosado in his webinar talking about replay mode. Here, I'll show you where you can find it in Bookmap here. If you go to our YouTube channel, if you go to live here, and then you go to playlist. Go to playlists here, and then Carmine Rosado. He's got his own playlist we put together. View the full playlist here, and then here, how to debrief your trading in Bookmap's replay mode. He's a big fan of this. He really looks for going back and debriefing and improving your trading and what you did wrong, reflecting off of it and getting better, and then you know, being able to look at this and go, okay, what did I do wrong, and then replay it again and again in replay mode. End of the day, it's got to be, you got to do it end of the day. It's still fresh in your mind. And then you can look exactly at some of the same things and go, why did I get involved in that? right? So anyway, something to consider. We will catch up with you guys tomorrow, and looking forward to that special event webinar with Bookmap Academy member Rob, and how he uses replay mode. Okay, so thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday.